If you have ever been in the state of North Carolina during the fall, see the change of leaves. It is absolutely beautiful. We are on the campus of Appalachian State University this afternoon. The Paladins of Furman and the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. 6-1 overall series, 2 ties in this afternoon. You might see the overall champion of the Southern Conference, Furman on top 4-0, followed by the Citadel, and then it is Appalachian State. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Drysdale, and working with me this afternoon, the old pro in this game of football, Rick Forzano. And Rick, with this weather here this afternoon, I really don't know what to expect.
Well, we got teams with contrasting style. Furman wants to run the football. Appalachian wants to pass the football. So it's going to be the run versus the pass.
It is cold. We have had snow here early this morning. It was drizzling throughout the entire afternoon. The temperature just about at game time, it was 31 degrees and falling. The team's moving onto the field right now. But they're keyed up. They know what's at stake. They are warm down there on the field, and we're going to be right back. Furman and Appalachian State in just a moment. Well, we're back at Conrad Stadium in Boone, North Carolina. Cold, dreary day, but look at the enthusiasm down in the field. They don't know it's 31 degrees and the temperature dropping, Rick. They are ready to go because, as I said before, they know exactly what's at stake, the possible championship of the Southern Conference, and this ought to be a whale of a ball game.
It certainly should. And we've been here for 2 days, and they are really, the student body, the players, everybody's worked up for this fine football game, possibly for the championship.
Well, Furman has won the toss, and they will elect to receive. As you see, that winter has set in North Carolina. They have come out, they are cheering, and I don't know whether it is there. Well, there's somebody that's going to be warm here this afternoon. I don't know whether they're cheering because they're excited about the ball game or just keeping themselves warm. But Furman has won the toss. They will receive. They will be to our right, which will be at the north end of the field, and we'll be ready to go very shortly.
Don, the thing we want to remind our viewing spectators of the fact that the wind is going to be at the back, so the Appalachian team, so boy, I'll tell you one thing, they'll have that wind advantage in the first quarter, and it's been gusting up to 45 miles an hour.
So as we get ready to go, now the Appalachian State Mountaineers move into position. And it's going to be some ball game this afternoon because, as you mentioned, not only the weather factor, but the wind, and we're ready to go. We're underway. The kick coming down to about the 4-yard line and moving back up across the 10-yard line, about to the 12-yard line. And that is where Furman will take over. Rusty Hicks taking the ball.
Looks like Hicks might be hurt on that play. That'd be a tough break right there on the opening kickoff.
Now Furman with the ball. First down. The ball's on the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. The quarterback is Rick Sorrells. They will work out of the eye. The pitch back is to number 31, and that is Mike Glenn, and he's got a long way to go, and he's going to go. He breaks it loose to the 30, down to the 25, the 20, the 10, and he is going to go all the way, and that is what we talked about early in the ball game. Mike Glenn, and that is some kind of run to start off with, and look at his teammate.
The odd part about that, Don, in talking to the Appalachian State defensive coaches yesterday, the thing they felt they must do is stop the sweep of Furman. And here you have Glenn, who at one ball game this year rushed for 261 yards, takes the pitch sweeps, turns to the outside, and the first play of the game goes all the way for a touch.
Well, very quickly, Furman out on top, and they will go for the extra point. That play good for, they say, 88 yards. There's the Mountain Man, and right there, he is a little bit bewildered. The kick is up by Tim Tangway, and it is good. So very quickly, 14:40. Just a few seconds gone in period number 1, and Furman breaks on top 7-0.
I'll tell you, that is a tough way to start a ball game off on defense. They've got to do some talking down on that Appalachian State bench right now.
Well, we've talked about and heard so much about Mike Glenn, a 5'10", 200-pound junior from Reedville, South Carolina. And he just takes a pitch sweep to the right and turns around and takes 88 yards, sticks it in his back pocket, and Furman is out on top. And just like that, It's the Paladins saying to the Mountaineers, how do you do?
Oh, Lord, that Mike Glenn, you know, he's played in 26 games up to now, had 26 touchdowns. That's his 27th career touchdown at Furman, and he's only a junior.
He's got a long way to go. We'll talk more about Mike Glenn. You'll be seeing a lot of Mike Glenn before this afternoon is over. Now, very quickly, Appalachian State moving back into their receiving position. The two deep men are Derek Jenkins, number 22, and Alvin Parker, number 31. I just can't believe that. You talk about coming out of the barrel. And that is literally coming out of the barrel.
Boy, and I'll tell you, Furman they just scored a touchdown, but they lost their fine football player, number 26, Hicks. He's out with a broken ankle, so he won't be back for a while. It'll take a while to heal that one.
Well, Furman ready to kick off. And again, it'll be Tim Tangway, number 81, that will be doing the kicking. We mentioned before Parker and Jenkins. End over end, and it will be Jenkins at about the 8-yard line, moving back across to the 20. He's got some running room. He's to the 35, the 40. He's to the 45 across midfield and down to the 45, 44-yard line.
Don, they may have to get a new scoreboard if this thing keeps up like this. They're going one end of the field to the other, and they've had high-scoring ball games. Whenever Appalachian State and Furman get together, points go on that scoreboard.
Mark Bridgman making the tackle, and just like that, here come the Mountaineers. The quarterback, number 8, Steve Brown. To give very quickly with a lot of running room, and that is to number 18, Pete Camillo. Jeff Burke made the tackle.
And as you saw, number 22, Derek Jenkins, he set it up with that fine kickoff return.
Well, the ball right now moving inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. Second down, a couple of yards to go. And Brown on a delay as he hands off again to Camillo. Camillo running into a little resistance, maybe picks up a yard. That's about it. Ansel Matthews, a 6'6", 247-pound senior from Orlando, Florida, made the tackle along with Kevin Morgan. He's a 6', 226-pound senior from Easley, South Carolina.
It's close enough that they're going to have to measure. There you see the Appalachian State backfield receivers and also their offensive line. Remember, their pass offense is 4th in the nation, so they're going to come out there going to throw the football. They've run now, but they just picked up a first down and 10.
And, of course, their fine young quarterback, Steve Brown, a 5'11", 185-pound senior from Goldsboro, North Carolina. He is first in the conference in passing. He has passed for a total of 1,721 yards. Two fine quarterbacks, two good field generals out there this afternoon, and Tim Sorrells and Steve Brown. In motion, that is Camillo, the pitch out to the right side. That is to number 20, Arnold Floyd. And Floyd moving down to about the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. And a flag is on the play. Gibb McCarron made the tackle. Gibb, a 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. He is from Birmingham, Alabama. It appears that it might go against Appalachian State. There's the defensive line for Furman along with the linebackers in the secondary. Number 44, that was Gibb McCarron that made that last tackle.
I believe, Don, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty here against Appalachian State, and it's that new rule, that 5-yard illegal use of hands.
So it'll be 1st and 15. There's your officials for this afternoon. I'll tell you a little bit more about Nick O'Donovich. That is some record he's got as we move along. There goes Arnold in motion out to the right. And there's the fake in the pass, and now Brown's going to scamper. He's got a little room to the 35, to the 30, and knocked out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Brown, as we mentioned before, the big thing that they've tried to do, and that is to keep him in that pocket, Rick. He has been a wishbone quarterback in the past, but there is where the little bit of running experience comes in handy.
Well, again, though, Steve goes back. It's a little play-action fake, and there was good coverage in the Furman defense. Again, he kept his poise in that time. He sat in there, and he sat in there long enough. He scrambled out of there and picked up valuable yardage. It's now second down, about 8.
The two setbacks are Floyd and Camillo. Brown at quarterback, and now they send Camillo in motion to the right side, and the inside handoff, that is to Floyd. He picks up possibly a yard or so. Ansel Matthews, that big 6'6", 247-pound left tackle for Furman, right there to make the stop.
Now Appalachian State has come out and they've been doing more running than passing, but what they're trying to do is just change the tempo of the game a little bit. But I'll guarantee you Appalachian State will put that ball in the air because Furman's secondary is very weak.
It is 3rd and 7. Rick Beasley moves wide to the left. The two setbacks are Floyd and Camillo. Brown on the pass, going to look around, look out, tried to get away, and now can't go anywhere. Tries to dump it off, and they blow the play dead back at the 45-yard line. Big Jeff Snipe from Belton, South Carolina. He was right there to make the tackle. So a big loss in 4th down for Appalachian State. Mike Cody will come in to do the punting. Kicks it to the right side. That will be out of bounds. It appears to be a very good kick, and we'll see exactly where they mark it. They go to the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10, 11. And where's it going to go? They're going to go back up to the 15-yard line. So Furman will take over on their own 15-yard line as they leave. 11:55 left in the first period, 7-0. There we pick up the Appalachian State Band right down below us, but they have been shocked as Mike Glenn took the first play from scrimmage, ran 88 yards, put Furman on top, and that's where we stand with 11:55 remaining. Tim Sorrells at quarterback. Bishop the fullback. Glenn the tailback. They move Dennis Wright in motion. The give is to the first man through, and a big hole. That is Steve Bishop. Bishop finally dropped at about the 25 to 26-yard line. Bishop, a 5'10", 193-pound senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
You know, you hear so much about Mike Glenn, but that Steve Bishop, he'll tell you, he's played over injuries, and he's averaged over 5 yards a carry. So they've got a threat inside, they've got a threat outside on that Furman rushing offense.
The tackle made by Van Smith, the left end. Sorrells again. Here comes Glenn to the right side. He is not going anywhere. First man through, Steve Rice, a 6'2", 220-pound senior from Spartanburg, South Carolina, making the tackle.
That time Furman had a little counter action, but what you have to do against that I formation, if you want to stop a Mike Glenn, you got to get penetration, and that's what the Appalachian defense was able to do.
There's the backfield and receivers, the offensive line for Furman as you look at them break the huddle. The two men that will bring the plays in will be their flanker, Dennis Wright and Billy Risher. Out of the eye, one more time. Sorrells a pitch back to Glenn, looking for some room and knocked down at about the 23-yard line. And all of a sudden, the Appalachian State Mountaineers come to life. That was Greg Angle, a 5'11", 200-pound senior from Durham, North Carolina.
That time, Greg Angle did an excellent job. He saw a hole, scraped through it, and got him in the backfield. Greg Angle's their leading tackler, and you can see why he is.
So now they will be forced to punt. Curtis Inman and Andy Terrell will be the two deep men. The kick is away. Pretty good kick. Fair catch. And right there making the catch. And that is about at the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you, that was a pretty darn good kick. If it was into the wind, it's tough to tell up here if it was or not.
There's some of the signs that you'll see around the campus here. Rick Beasley made the catch. Beasley back, and they put him on punt returns. They had Andy Terrell, Curtis Inman is usually the two that would be back there, but they have moved Beasley back there. So now Appalachian State, as they take over at about their 36, 37-yard line. That is Beasley in motion. A quick toss out to the right side. That is incomplete. That was to their end, Stan Goodson. He's from Lincolnton, North Carolina. Well, the world's best men and women amateur golfers meet in Pinehurst, North Carolina for the exciting World Team Amateur Golf Championships, seen for the first time right here on ABC over most of these ABC stations. Again, Brown. Second down, 10. 7-0 Furman. They're given a good opening on the right side and up to midfield. That is Arnold Floyd, knocked down by Gib McGarren, and he saved 6 points right there.
Now, that was an excellent call because it was second and long, and you've got a passing team like Appalachian State. They come out and give that little handoff to Arnold Floyd. They got a first down. That was a good strategic call by Steve Brown.
Now they will move Beasley wide left and Goodson wide right. And Brown's going to put it up. Looking, and complete at the 34-yard line. And they say, did he catch it? Yes, he did catch it. As Furman was saying, no, he didn't. And that was Stan Goodson, the 5'10", 170-pound sophomore from Lincolnton, North Carolina. 1st and 10, Appalachian State.
Well, that was a little throwback. You're going to see Brown sprint to his left, and he's going to throw back here to Goodson. And what sets this play up is when you've got a fine receiver like Rick Beasley, he's going to get doubled an awful lot.
They give now, and across and about down to the 30-yard line, the tackle made by Jerry Scott. The ball carrier was Pete Camillo. They have been moving Roth Hayes, who you see number 1 moving out of your screen. He's been moving in and out. And now they will split Beasley to the left, Stan Goodson to the right. And the give is to Camillo one more time. He's across the 30 and down to about the 26, 27-yard line.
Now, Furman's been blitzing a little bit more than normal. That time they had a safety blitz, but the safety was a little late. He came in there, entered in and onto the play, but still, they picked up some pretty good yardage. They're coming up here with 3rd and 3. This is a big third down situation. When you have a team like Appalachian State in this situation, you have to be worried about the run and the pass because the team will throw here.
Now Goodson is out. Roth Hayes is in. He is split to the right. Beasley to the left. Brown throwing to Beasley. Touchdown, Appalachian State.
That was an excellently thrown ball. It was off play action. Beasley, again, I'll tell you, he makes it difficult for any one defender to cover him. He started to the inside, went back into the corner of the end zone. It was a touchdown. You'll see it off of play action. Now it's a little bootleg action. Steve just lays that ball. Steve Brown lays it up. Remember now, Beasley started inside, came back to the outside, catches it right there at the post. Touchdown, Appalachian State.
Mark French will try to tie it up. It's up. It is good. Well, with 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in period number 1, we are tied. Furman 7, Appalachian State 7. Well, a 7-7 tie. There's the scoring summary. 6 plays, 63 yards. And we're ready to go. High, end over end. Taken at about the 9-yard line by Mark Taylor. He moves across the 20 and about the 22-yard line before he's stacked up. So Furman will take over. They're clanging that bell. There's one of the sororities for sure around here. Well, I'll tell you, they are out in force. Right on the campus at Appalachian State. We mentioned before, rain this morning, a little snow was falling. Game time, 31 degrees, the temperature falling. Out of the eye, Bishop the fullback, the tailback is Glenn. Moving into motion, that is Billy Risher. Tim Searles at quarterback. The pitch back to Glenn. He's to the 20. Across and out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Greg Angle knocked him out.
I know we've talked, you see Mike Glenn right there, the young man that went 80-some yards for a touchdown on the opening play, and he's the guy that the Appalachian State defense must stop. Not only him, but the other tailbacks that come into the ball game, because they play, Furman plays 4 tailbacks in a football game.
Second down, 6 yards to go. Risher out right in, split right. Again out of the eye, and it appears somebody might have jumped in a hurry, and a quick toss to the right end. It appeared to somebody on the, there's no flags on the field, but that was to the right end, Zach Kelleher, and yes, they do catch him. And they're going to call it back. The stop was made by Andy Terrell. It appeared that somebody on that right side of the interior line, Rick, jumped off a little bit.
Well, I think what caused it was the fact that the Apps shifted their defense around a little bit, and they had the Furman offensive line just a little edgy. Now, you'll see the little movement in there. The right side of that line just kind of jumped off a little soon on an excellent call. That would have been a big play there. A good pass by Soros to Kelleher.
Well, Wright is out. Risher is back in. They carry the plays once again out of the eye. Here's Soros trying to keep it himself, and he can't go anywhere. Knocked down by Jerry Moses, a 6', 205-pound senior from Hickory, North Carolina. Yeah, this is NCAA college football at its best. And don't forget, next Saturday, live, 12 Eastern time, in the first half of a doubleheader, South Carolina meets Georgia, featuring 2 great running backs, George Rogers of South Carolina and sensational freshman Herschel Walker of Georgia. And you can check your local listings for the game in your area. 3rd and 9. Ball, 24-yard line. Into a passing pattern. Soros to put it up, throws to number 27 moving across, and that is his best receiver, Sanford Jennings. Jennings, a 6', 180-pound freshman from Summerville, South Carolina.
Anytime that Furman breaks their eye, in other words, they go double wing, and you see right there, they're in double wing. Soros goes back. It's a little delay. Jameson was sitting out there on the left side, delayed over the middle. Good first down play.
Now 1st and 10 at about the 36-yard line. Split wide left is Billy Risher. Again, back out of the eye. Soros calling the plays. They give to the first man through. And with a lot of running room and moving across midfield and down to the 45-yard line, that is Steve Bishop from Lawrenceville, Georgia. He's a senior. Chris Porter made the tackle.
Boy, anytime you got to defend some tough tailbacks, boy, when you hand the ball to the fullback, you can pick up yardage. Another good call by Tim Soros.
Soros, a field general. Ball just about at the 45-yard line. Appalachian State territory. The give once again to the same man, and moving through and close to a first down, that is Steve Bishop again.
Again, Steve Bishop, again, they're using that little trap up in the middle because the defense of Appalachian State is still trying to knock off that power sweep. And anytime you can pick up 8 yards on first down, you've got the defense in a bind. And here it is, 2nd down and less than 2 for Furman.
And 2nd and short yardage, Bishop. He's averaged 5.5 yards rushing this year. Again out of the eye, Risher wide right. Bishop and Glenn. The pitch back to Glenn. He does not have the first down, or he might just have it. I don't know. They're going to have to possibly measure. They had him stopped, but a good second effort, Rick.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's a sign of a good back. But I'll tell you, they got penetration in that Appalachian State defense, and that's the big thing you have to get. Number 83, Mike Roberts, he was there right now, boy, and I'll tell you, he stopped him short, but they've got another critical down, 3rd and short now. If they can stop it here, it'd be a big play by the Appalachian State defense.
Well, Risher's out. Dennis Wright is in. He's split wide right again out of the eye. Your back, Sir Bishop, the fullback. And now penalty flags go all over.
Well, that time the Apps got penetration, but I think they got it before the ball was snapped.
Well, they might have picked up the first down, and they do. They pick up the first down offside, Appalachian State, and that'll be the first down for Furman. You sit and talk to coaches, and you people must have something in the back of your minds. You give people one thing one day, and the next day you go out and do something altogether different.
That's right.
So we've been told, we've been watching, we've been reading that this has all the earmarks of a whale of a ball game. 1st and 10, ball at about the 31-yard line. Again, out of the eye, the give is to Bishop, and he's across the 30 and down to about the 28-yard line. Fumble, but it was after the whistle. Steve Rice right there. He's a 6'2", 220-pound senior. As you look at the sidelines, that is the Appalachian State coach. That is Mike Working. Young man, he is quite intense.
Oh, boy, I'll say, and if anybody ever looked like Lou Holtz, the great football coach at Arkansas, who coached for me years ago, this Mike Working does. And I'll tell you, he's a brilliant young football coach, as is the coach at Furman, Dick Sheridan.
Now it is 2nd down, 9 yards to go. They picked up a yard on the last play. Again out of the eye, Bishop and Glenn behind Sorrells. Sorrells gives it to Glenn, and look out! He is thrown for a loss. Right there, big number 69, Darren Wilson, a 6'2", 220-pound sophomore from Morgantown, North Carolina, making the tackle.
Well, when you talk about intensity, they say Darren Wilson, number 69, watch the penetration. No one even hits him. Boy, but they say he is one of the most intense players on this Apps football team.
Yeah, the loss on the play. It is 3rd down and 13 yards to go. And we'll see if Sorrells might put it up. They have Wisher right. Byron Lee also. He's in the slot. Again, out of that passing formation that Rick Forzano was talking about, and Sorrells is going to put it up. Look out! He's got a little room, and now it's knocked down! He had a man in the open, and it was knocked down. That was Ricardo Smith. There's the first man in, but Ricardo Smith knocked it down and saved possibly a first down.
Well, it's one of those situations for Tim Sorrells where he could have run the football. He decided to throw it, but Ricardo Smith made a great move in knocking that ball down.
Well, we've got timeout with 3:14 remaining in period number 1. Furman 7, Appalachian State 7.
And here's a guy who's turning coal into gas. What?
Friday was this Ali's last fight. From the first bell through the painful aftermath. The Holmes Elite Championship bout. Plus the WBC World Lightweight Championship. Friday on ABC.
That is the time remaining in period number 1. A 7-7 tie, and it got off with a bang. Mike Glenn of Furman going for 88 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Again, they move out in that passing formation. 4th down, ball at about the 28-yard line. Sorrells going to put it up one more time, looking, throwing, and is it caught?
What a great catch.
Play at the 15-yard line. That by number 41, Billy Risher.
Billy Risher's been the favorite receiver of Tim Sorrells, and that time he made a circus catch. Again, it's from their passing formation, the double wing. Sorrells sets up strong. Now watch Risher. He's going to bounce the ball up in the air, stays right with it. That's the kind of concentration you got to have from fine receivers, and Risher is just that.
Risher wide right. Out of the eye, it's Bishop and Glenn behind Sorrells. The pitch back is to Glenn at the 15, moving to about the 11-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds by number 7, Andy Terrell. He's a 5'10", 175-pound senior from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Again, going to their tailback, trying to get outside with him. And, of course, Mike Glenn can read his blocks very well. He puts the pressure on you all the time. Anytime Glenn or one of the tailbacks of Furman has their hands on the football, boy, I'll tell you, they've got to be getting to him.
Glenn averaging 5.8 yards per carry this year. He's a religion major at Furman. Again, out of the eye. Earl might be audibleizing to the first man through. That is Steve Bishop. Steve Rice making the tackle.
Right then again, they're concerned. They're trying to give the ball a little bit to their fullback because they know the Apps defense is keying on Mike Glenn. And again, you remember we talked at the beginning that they were going to shift their tailbacks around, that they play 4 of them. But I'll tell you one thing, they're staying with Glenn right now.
He's the workhorse. There is the Furman coach, Dick Sheridan. Furman is 7th in the nation in rushing, and they are giving you a little example why here this afternoon so far. Now time call. The quarterback, Tim Sorrells, a little undecided. And I guess that goes in every sport. If you're undecided, you may as well call time and figure out what we're going to do.
No question about it. But Tim Sorrells' coach calls him a coach on the field. He can really audibilize out there. He knows the defense. He knows what he should or shouldn't be doing. And it's great to have a guy like that. And of course, he's learned very well. His dad is a high school coach, so you know that this guy is well trained. There you saw the coach, Mike Working, talking to his defensive guy, number 41, Angle. So now it's a matter of strategy. There's Sheridan talking to Sorrells, Working talking to Angle. Who's going to win this one?
Well, we'll wait and see. It is 3rd down and 5. The ball resting just at the 10-yard line. And some of the defensive coaches and the defensive coach on the sideline for Appalachian State, they will talk things over.
Because you know, it's always difficult when you play a team like Furman that rushes the ball, but you're always got to be concerned. Here it is, 3rd down and about 5. Will they come out and try to rush this football with some kind of option or some kind of power sweep, or will they come out off of play action and throw the ball? They put the pressure on the defense in 3rd and 5 right now.
3rd and 5. They're under the eye one more time. Split left is Dennis Wright. Behind Sorrells is Bishop and Glenn. Now they move right in motion to the right side. There's the pitch back to Glenn. He's got some room, runs through a tackle, and he will score. Touchdown, Furman.
Now, I know Glenn scored this touchdown, but I'll tell you, you have to give credit, number 1, for the call. Number 2, Tim Sorrells held on to that ball long enough. The ball was kicked out. The fullback, Steve Bishop, made an excellent block. There you see, now watch Sorrells hold on to this ball, kick the ball out right now. You see a good block by Bishop. Glenn eludes a tackle, goes in for a touchdown. I'll tell you one thing, that man knows where that end zone is.
He certainly does, and now it'll be Tim Tangway trying to pick up one more point. In extra points, he's 22 for 23 this year. He scored 34 points, including the one today. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in the first period, 14-7, Furman. Don't forget, that ought to be a great one coming up on ABC. Ali and Holmes, and that was some fight. Oh. Right now, there you look at the mountain man. There's somebody I know you've been looking for.
I'll tell you right now, that's the size of the recruits that I could have coached, boy. I'll tell you, he had those big feet.
Now with 1 minute 54, 14-7 Furman.
There it is, 13 plays, 78 yards. Boy, but the big thing, 6 minutes and 30 seconds time of possession. That keeps that ball away from Appalachian State. But it's only the first quarter, and it's 14-7.
And Parker and Jenkins, the 2 deep men. Will be Derek Jenkins moving out and trying to get around his own man across the 25 and knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So what appeared to be maybe a little disaster back there, running in possibly to his own blocker. He made a good move to turn the corner and move out to about the 28-yard line.
Because it looks like they might have found a little weakness in the coverage of the left side of Furman on their kickoff, because they had a little setup out there, but Derek Jenkins just couldn't quite get there.
Wayne Westbury knocking him out of bounds. And now it'll be up to Steve Brown. give to Camillo across the 30 and out to about the 34-yard line. Pete Camillo, a 5'10", 180-pound junior from Saranac Lake, New York. Bruce Giesling in on the tackle, and also David Lyle. Two setbacks are Floyd and Camillo. Brown on a quick pass to, that's his flanker, Rolf Hayes.
Well, that time it was just a little turnout to Rolf Hayes, but you saw the strength of Steve Brown's arm. He could throw that little sideline, and the defensive back fell down. That time, if Rolf Hayes could have kept his feet under him, he might have gone for 6.
Well, they put Hayes and Goodson both. They come in with Brown again calling plays. The two setbacks are Camillo and Floyd. Long count. Brown looking, throwing, and once again, that is to Rolf Hayes, and he's across the midfield stripe and down into Furman territory. He's about at the 47-yard line. And a fan there trying to get a little better view.
That time Furman had a little bit of a blitz on, but it was picked up by the Apps front wall. Brown sets up right there, throws it, keeps his poise. Nice catch. Second down and short. I thought they had made a first down there. It's second and short.
Rusty Fuller back in as Hayes comes out. Second down and a yard. Camillo and Floyd. Again, the two setbacks to give us to Camillo. It appears he has the first down. He's down to the 45-yard line. So it'll be first down for Appalachian State. The tackle made by David Lyle, a 6'4", 230-pound senior from Atlanta, Georgia. It is cold in North Carolina. There's a second, and there's the gun, and there's the end of the first period. So as we move into the second period of play, it is Furman 14, Appalachian State 7. Now that's the story as we start this second period of play. Brown going to put it up one more time. Looking, and throwing, and off balance to his big end coming around the left side and over the middle. That was number 95, Rusty Fuller. Rick, we've talked about the rain all night long where it just poured. It rained and drizzled here all morning. We had spots of snow falling here in North Carolina. What does that do now to the field and to the players, and especially receivers?
Well, what it did that time, this field is matted down just the way the receiver was running, so he slipped right there. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him. It is a little slippery.
Brown again moving. He's got Camillo off to the right, and he will keep it and go. Brown with a lot of running room to the 25, the 20, and knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. With Pete Camillo trailing, and they had Sipes. They turned the corner on him, and they moved out, and it was Sipes who made the touchdown-saving tackle, knocked him out of bounds. That big guy came across and just saved 6 points right there. Look at it.
Well, the Furman defense has got to say, hey, this is illegal, Steve Brown. You're supposed to throw the ball. That time he came out on the option. It looked like he was going to kick it out with Camillo trailing, turned it up the sideline. Big first down for Appalachian.
Now the two setbacks are Camillo and Floyd. Brown to throw. Looking. Good protection. He will now run. He's got some room to the 15 and to the 10-yard line where he was hit hard. Number 52, the first man in there was Steve O'Neill, and then Bruce Giesling. Giesling, a 6'1", 201-pound junior from Covington, Georgia. Steve O'Neill, a 6', 203-pound junior from Charleston, South Carolina.
Again, the coverage was good downfield. It was going to be that half sprint. He was going to throw the ball back. Furman's defense didn't keep containment on it. Brown turned the ball upfield. Another good run for him. It's now second short down in the scoring territory.
And the nose of the football just about at the 10-yard line. And the give is to Arnold Floyd, and he goes down to the 5-yard line. Good enough for the first down, where he is stopped by Jeff Burke, a 5'10", 172-pound junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Well, that young man, Arnold Floyd, just on that little quick handoff, that number 20, you see him there in the huddle. An interesting fact about him, he has carried the ball an awful lot in the games that the Appalachian has played, and he has lost 1 yard, Don. And I'll tell you, that's a sign of a good back.
That is. Rolf Hayes is out, and number 94, Richard Knox, moves back in. Split wide left is Rick Beasley. Now they will move Carmelo in motion to the right side. The give, and up the middle, and across the 5-yard to the 4-yard line is Arnold Floyd. And there's Bruce Gaisling again. We've said that name a few times this afternoon, and it is light snow falling in North Carolina.
Well, they said we could expect all kinds of weather today. We've seen rain, we've seen snow, we've seen some sunshine. There you see substitutes coming into the ball game for Appalachian State. It's now second goal on the 4-yard line.
We apologize for our picture problems. We will correct that as quick as we can. Now Brown in motion to flip back to number 3. That is Stan Goodson. He goes in for the touchdown. Appalachian State.
Why not? Well, Mike Working, I'll tell you, the coach of Appalachian State, he likes to put in a little gadget play each week to keep his team alert. That time the quarterback went in motion. I think he kind of stunned the Furman team a little bit. Goodson did an excellent job that time. He was going to throw it. He said, hey, I can take it in. He turned it upfield. Big touchdown, Appalachian State.
So,
there he is. Look at him.
Look at that.
All right. That was a good call.
The extra point attempt by Mark French. And it bobbled, and they're going to try and throw. They can't go anywhere. The holder was Jeff Vincent, and he is saying, why me?
That's right.
So, the extra point is no good. 12:48 to go in the second period. It's Furman 14, Appalachian State 13. That's the story. 14-13 Furman. Mark French will kick off. The 3 deep men will be... That's the scoring summary. 10 plays, 72 yards in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. But the extra point, and we'll see how big that might be before the afternoon is over.
Well, when you have 2 high-scoring teams like that, that extra point can do it. There you see the 2 people back to receive the kickoff for Furman.
Number 27 is Dennis Sanford. 35 is Mark Taylor. Short kick, and that is Jennings to the 20, to the 25, and knocked down at about the 27-yard line. Well, Furman will take over on their 27-yard line as a whole new unit comes on. Their offensive unit. Joel Carter made the tackle. Tim Sorrells back at quarterback. Out of the eye, Bishop the fullback, Glenn the tailback. It's to Glenn. He fumbles, and he has to stay right there and hold on to it at the 25-yard line. So all of a sudden, as it starts to continue really to drizzle and starts to snow, that ball could be getting a little treacherous right now.
Well, again, it looked like he looked the ball in, but, you know, right now, with it being cold as it is, the hands get a little tough to handle that football. And we could see more fumbles than that before this day is over, Don.
A loss of 3, 2nd and 13. It is Chili and Boone. No question about it. There's a good shot down the line of scrimmage. 58 to center. Briggs trailer, and now there's too much time, and that will cost them 5 more. And coaches don't like that, do they, Rick?
Especially if you're a team that likes to rush the ball like Furman. You don't want those penalties because it makes it too tough to get them back. It puts you in a situation where you almost have to throw the football.
Dennis Wright moves in, Billy Risher goes out, and now they move into that passing formation. Sorrells instead gives it to the first man through. That is Steve Bishop as he moves up to about the 25-yard line. Steve Rice making the tackle.
I'd say that Steve Rice has been in on a lot of tackles today. I think that's his 7th unassisted right now.
They're getting chilly. And don't forget, Friday night, this will keep you warm. ABC Sports presents an incredible night of boxing, the WBC World Heavyweight Championship. Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Muhammad Ali doesn't want to see the replay of that fight, I don't believe.
Again, out of the eye. Number 88, Terry Clark, moving over to the right side. He was not in motion, just moving around. Sorrells keeping, now pitching back to Glenn. He's to the 25, rolls his head and goes down to the 28-yard line, or up to the 28-yard line. The tackle made by Jeff Vincent. He was right there along with Greg Angle. So it'll be 4th down.
By that time, the Appalachian State defense really pursued to the ball. And again, it was 3rd and long, and they said, hey, we'll give you 4 or 5. They all got to the football. Now it's 4th down. Furman has to punt the ball.
Beasley and Inman are deep. Johnny Johnson with the kick. A fair catch called by Beasley, and he stops it, and it's taken over by Appalachian State right about at the 40-yard line. So 10:19 to go in the second period of play. It's Furman 14, Appalachian State 13. What? The toss is out to Martin, and good second effort by Martin across the 50 and down to the 47-yard line, and that is good for the first down, Appalachian State. Kevin Moran and Bruce Fowler with a tackle.
That was an excellent call right there. Not a greedy call. Brown went back, took his time, flipped the ball out to Tim Martin in the flat, and Martin gave a great effort. He knew he had to have a first down. He got it. Good effort, Tim Martin.
Wide right is Rolf Hayes. Wide left, Rick Beasley. Now they put Martin in motion. The lone back, and they're going to put it up. Brown looking for Beasley. Throws double coverage and out of bounds.
That was excellent coverage by number 23, Jeff Burke, and number 22, Bruce Fowler. Beasley came down the field again, tried to run the same pattern that he did for the touchdown, but boy, Furman jumped all over him. Good pass coverage.
Second down, 10 to go. There's some first quarter statistics right there. And look at the time of possession by Furman. They're on top, 14-13. Brown again going to put it up, looking for number 3, Stan Goodson, and he is bobbled and knocked out of bounds. Well, that goes incomplete and is starting to rain or snow a little harder.
That time, Goodson was challenged right at the line of scrimmage. He still stayed on his feet. He tried to get in the seam. Brown tried to lay it up in there, but Goodson was so close to the sideline, and the Furman defense really reacted. Good defensive play by Furman. We now have 3rd down and long coming up.
3rd and 10 yards to go. Beasley wide left. Hayes wide right. Brown in a passing situation. It is snowing, if that's what you thought. Don't look. Look out! Brown gets away looking. Throws incomplete. He was trying to hit his tailback, Arnold Floyd, and he was lucky he didn't get dumped for a big loss. Good scrambling back there by young Steve Brown.
I'll tell you, that is snow, and there's no question about it. We may not get out here tonight. We may be permanent residents in Boone. They don't care about the snow, though. Boy, they're seeing a great football game.
Chris Bono and Gib McCarron deep. Number 44, there's McCarron, will let it roll. A good bounce, and they can't get there in time. So Furman will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Gib McCarron did an excellent job. He had me fooled. I thought he was going to field that ball, and he made the Appalachian people just hold up enough that they couldn't down that ball till it went in the end zone.
Mike Cody trying to knuckleball it down there, but he just couldn't hold it back. It went into the end zone for the touchback. That's where we stand. 8:26. It is 14-13 Furman.
Oh, Mr. Goodwrench, can I get a tuna?
Sure can.
Well, we're back. It is a second down and 4 yards to go for Furman. Steve Bishop took the first down play and moved out to about the 26-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards. It is snowing here in Boone, North Carolina. Out of the eye, Bishop the fullback, the tailback is Glenn. Scholes at quarterback. Here's Glenn coming to the right side, slipping and moving down, fumbles, and it is Appalachian State with the football. Jerry Moses.
Well, I'll tell you, when you're going against a rushing team like Furman, you want to try to make them cough the football up. That time you could see the defender's hand got in there, forced the fumble. Again, they said they want to stop the outside play and force a fumble. They were successful. They have a big turnover. Great field position for Appalachian State.
The other two setbacks are Pete Camillo and Arnold Floyd. The quarterback is Steve Brown. Beasley, wide left. Brown going to put it up. Throws. He's got Beasley!
Was an excellent call, an excellent throw, but Beasley has been going down, faking going to the post, and come and look at him. You think he's happy? I'll tell you right now, that's enthusiasm, and that's college football. Now watch the play action. Beasley has been going to the post and then cutting to the flag. This time he continues to the post, gets behind the secondary, big 6 points, and Beasley knows how to get into the end zone.
Mark French, the kick is up. It is good. Now Appalachian State, with 7 minutes and 56 seconds remaining, they take the lead for the first time this afternoon, 20-14. Well, tomorrow, a special edition of NFL right here on ABC. NFL football at its best. The San Diego Chargers, the Dallas Cowboys live, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Then on Monday night, that NFL excitement continues. The Miami Dolphins take on the New York Jets again live, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. But here, we have got some football to see this afternoon.
Well, that Beasley and Brown, when they hook up, they make it count. Beasley's caught 2 passes, 2 touchdowns. That's his 6th touchdown catch this year.
Now French ready and standing in front of his team, the deep men. Jennings, number 27, number 43 is Brothel Cole.
Brothel Cole is a young man that's a sprint champion. We expect to see him playing a little bit more at tailback this week for Furman.
Egan Motor and Steve Bennett is number 3, so the 3 deep. Look out, little squibber taken by number 86. There's an end moving out there to pick that ball up. That is Mike Stera. And he moves it to, let's check that, at about across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Well, Furman will take over. Appalachian State leading 20-14, 7 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the second period of play. Sorrell's trying to move out around the corner and can't go anywhere, and he maybe loses a yard as he is knocked out of bounds at about the 40, checked that at the 35-yard line. Bishop and Brothel Cole moving out, and he could not move around him. Steve Rice forcing the young quarterback out of bounds.
Well, that time they ran a little counter option, and Tim Sorrells did something you tell quarterbacks not to do. He allowed himself to be stretched out to the sideline. He should have taken the ball in a little sooner.
So out of the eye. Bishop the fullback, Brothel Cole the tailback. Second down and 11, loss of a yard. The first man through is Steve Bishop. Knocked down by Rice.
Bishop on the carry.
Isn't that something?
Tell you one thing, they won't miss a thing with that setup.
Rice, Gordon, and Vincent stopping that last play. 3rd down, 4 yards to go as the snow starts to fall a little heavier. The flakes a little larger. The pitch back and the 3 ball. Cole trying to cover. He can't. And it's spinning around. Who has it? A loose, wet football. And we will see, it appears that Furman got a break and they recovered. And I believe it might have been the quarterback, Tim Sorrells, that got out there to do it.
I'll tell you, I had my eye on Tim Sorrells, and that's the kind of competitor he is. Now keep your eye on number 11. He runs a counter option. He kicks the ball out. But watch now. Watch that ball bounce around, and you're going to see number 11 come into your picture. That is real effort. Watch him right there. Good effort by Tim Sorrells. Might have saved a big touchdown play.
Oh, the kick, a good kick. Beasley back, and he will take it about his 16-yard line, looking for a block, and he can't get it. He moves out to about the 19. Well, with 6:13 remaining in the second period of play, Appalachian State 20 and Furman 14 as you look at the crowd. 6:13 to go in the second quarter, and don't forget we will have an ABC News halftime report with Brett Hume. Coming up at halftime, we still have some football to go here. The give is to number 32. Check that, number 22. That is Derek Jenkins. Jenkins carried the ball. There's the time remaining in the second period. In the first half, 5:54, 5:53, 5:52. The stop made by Jerry Scott. Brown, the give is to Camello. He goes close to the 30-yard line, about the 28-yard line. Jerry Scott making the tackle. Third down and a yard to go for the first down. The Mountaineers on top, 20-14. They're moving around in the crest for the first down, number 22, Derek Jenkins. Bruce Giesling and Gib McCarron making the stop. Well, a big first down right there as they look to try and move the ball with 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that's what a passing team can do. They've got them opened up. They're worried about Steve Brown's passes. They're running some runs in there, a little counter action. They're picking up first downs.
The give again, a flag in the air. That is Derek Jenkins trying to turn the corner. He can't. Knocked down at about the 27, make that the 37-yard line. Bruce Giesling again in on the tackle. Well, Bruce Giesling, a 6'1", a 201-pound junior out of Covington, Georgia. He has been all over that field this afternoon.
I believe there's a penalty on that play, Don.
The flag was tossed, and I believe the way they put it up, it's an illegal procedure, a motion play. They did not make the first down. Second down, 10 yards to go. So a loss on the play. You look at some of the dormitories here on the campus of Appalachian State. To Camello, he doesn't go anywhere, loses some ground, stopped at about the 34-yard line, maybe close to the 35. Billy Hall, he's right there. There is a large windmill that has been installed. That is called Howard's Knob. That's the biggest hill overlooking the town of Boone, the world's largest windmill. It's a project co-sponsored by the Department of Energy and NASA, and it's trying to put in another, adding to the power system of Boone. As we move back to the action, 3:48, 3:47. Brown going to put it up. He's got time now, put a little pressure on, trying to throw, and can't go anywhere. He had number 95, Rusty Fuller, right there, and a flag is down. So we'll see what happened.
Intentional grounding, no question about it, because there was not a receiver around. Excuse me, Don. Mississippi State 24, Auburn 21, a final. Mississippi
over Vanderbilt 27-14, and Florida shutting out Louisville 13-0. Maryland over Duke 17-14. They had some cold weather. 24-20, North Carolina State over Clemson. Now fourth down. Appalachian State will have to kick. And one more. Virginia over Wake Forest 24-21. Across to about the 35-yard line, and they will just down it right there. So Furman will take over on their own 35-yard line. Not a real good kick.
You know, though, Don, I still can't say enough about Tim Sorrell's recovery of that own fumble down there, because the way it was going, Appalachian State, if they could have gotten it right there at about the 20-yard line, they'd have gone in for another 6. They might have put this ball game out of control. But now Furman still has a chance. It's only 20-14. They can still come back.
They've still got a lot of time. 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Charles, the quarterback, out of the eye. That's Bishop and Glenn. The give is to Glenn. Pitch right. Glenn tripped up and knocked down at about the 36-yard line. And moving through in a hurry was Steve Smith, the strong safety. He's a 5'10", 181-pound senior from Roanoke, Virginia. Wright goes out and Risher comes in with a play. Those two alternate every play just about. There's some talking over on the sideline, trying to pick up some things to get that offense moving one more time as it's 2nd and 9. Sorrell's going to put it up, throws, and incomplete. Right about at midfield, 2:41 to go. That was Terry Clark trying to make the catch of that ball. Tough ball to hold on to. There's the sideline shot of Appalachian State as they're talking to their interior lineman down there, Rick.
Well, I think Furman gives a lot of look. Here's a replay. It's a little counter action. Sorrell sets up. The receiver just kind of slipped a little bit. The ball was thrown a little outside for him. Couldn't get it.
3rd down 9. Snowing harder. Sorrell's to throw. Looking. Throwing. High. And a great effort by number 41, Billy Risher, but he could not hold on to it.
And Risher was open. He came from the left position, came across the middle. Sorrell's just overthrew him a little bit, but it's understandable. Right now we've got rain, we've got snow, we've got a wind down there. Tough ball to throw.
Now they will move into punt formation. Beasley deep. Good, another good high spiral. Beasley making the catch at about the 13 and now trying to run around the corner and can't do it. Knocked down at about the 12-yard line. Steve Greenleaf, one of the first right there to haul him down. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go with Appalachian State with the football. They lead it 20-14. We're in the second period. Beasley comes out. He led the nation in receiving. You see that stat last year.
Right now, Furman can hold them and use their timeouts intelligently. They can still get their hands on the football.
Brown, the quarterback. Whoop, that ball loose and squirting around, and Furman has it at the 22-yard line. Jeff Burt, the free safety from Stone Mountain, Georgia, making the recovery. Oh, he's unhappy.
I tell you, that's tough position right now. Again, that is like handling an ice cube. That was a bad exchange. The back never even got the football. There you see the recovery. That's a big turnover for Furman. They have field position. They still have 2 timeouts left. 2 minutes and 17 seconds in the half.
Bishop and Glenn behind Sorrell. Sorrells pitches back to Glenn, going around to the 20, down to the 15, and out of bounds at about the 14, make it the 13-yard line. Ricardo Smith running him out of bounds. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina.
That was that little counter option again. Sorrells kicked the ball out to Glenn, but the guy you got to give credit to that is number 82, Byron Lee. He set it up with a good block downfield.
First down, 10 yards to go. That play good for a first down. Bishop and Glenn again behind Sorrells. The pitch goes to Glenn, and he fumbles. Look out! He can't hold on to it, and it appears a black jersey's over it. Appalachian State has the ball back, and what do you know about that? Rick Beard. You think he isn't a happy young man?
Turnovers, the name of the game. Again, that's that pitch out that he fumbled before. The ball gets away, and alert Appalachian defense picks it up. Again, big turnover.
Now Brown, let's see now if they try and do anything but hold on to it with 2:07 remaining. The give is to the first man through. That is number 20, Arnold Floyd. And the stop made by Jerry Scott. A minute 56, 55, 54, 53. Appalachian State leading 20-14. Timeout, Furman. There's the turnovers that we've had this afternoon. And just about it looked like a disastrous turnover by Appalachian State. Furman took possession of that, but they came back and gave it right back to them. That is it, 153. That is not your set as we said before. It is snowing in Boone, North Carolina.
Well, we're not down on that field, excuse me, Don, but it's got to be like handling an ice cube right now.
No
you
way.
can say, well, they shouldn't fumble the football, but that football right now is really tough to handle. And believe me, the Appalachian State coaches are concerned about what their backs are going to do when they're down in the hole right now, because they could have a turnover. Furman could still get on the board before the half is over.
I got to laugh at some of those water boys. They might be taking icicles out there. That's the story in the second period with a minute 53 seconds remaining to halftime.
Furman only has 1 timeout left.
They know where the red lights are. I'll say that. Out of the eye. Camello and Floyd, and now they move. Into the wing, Floyd moving right. It is Brown going to throw. Puts it up, and Beasley cannot make a play. Feared that he might have slipped just a little bit at about the 30-yard line as he tried to make his out pattern. There's the coaches over there as they get sending in some defensive signals, some defensive plays. There's snow falling. There's the yardage that we've had. Does not dictate the score because the Mountaineers are on top, 2014.
And that's all they're concerned about, that scoreboard, not those stats.
Boy, isn't that the truth. The inside handoff to number 20, Arnold Floyd, a 5'10", 190-pound senior from Gastonia, North Carolina. Now it'll be 4th down, and they will have to punt it away.
Furman just used their last timeout, but there's a minute and 44 left. Right now, the pressure is on Appalachian State to get this ball out, because Furman might just put on a rush and try to block this kick.
Well, we'll see what happens. One of the Mountaineers' shotgun goes firing off right down below us. That'll keep you awake if you're thinking about kind of dozing off around here.
As long as they don't aim it at me, it'll be all right.
That's right. Gib McCarron is one of the deep men, number 44, moving back.
This has got to be a tough job for the offensive center, Bobby Thornhill, number 53, because, again, that ball is tough to handle, and he's got to get a perfect snap back to his kicker, Michael Cody.
Chris Bono, the other deep man. Good snap, Cody, and the rush was on, and that is McCarron. And he is stalled the fair catch, and he stands still right about at the 47-yard line. We will say, no shine before it's time. Well, we're in the right part of the country. The Mountaineers, and that is so apropos. And they are happy here so far. With 1:38, it's snowing harder, starting to swirl right now. Sorrell's going to put it up, looking, throwing, coming out of the backfield, number 35, Mark Taylor, and he butts heads right at about the 42-yard line. With number 69, makes that Greg Angle.
They're going without a huddle, Don.
Well, they've got their hurry-up offense in 1:16. Sorrell's going to throw again, gets away from one man, and a good fake and knocked down, and back in his own territory at about the 49-yard line. Rusty Hicks from Boone, right here in Boone, North Carolina, making the tackle. Sorrells again, without the huddle. To throw. Now going to try and scramble and can't go anywhere. Knocked down at the 43-yard line. Chuck Gordon from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, right there to knock him down. And just like that, it's 4th down.
Well, that Chuck Gordon, number 92, has really put the pressure on the passer, Tim Sorrells. The protection for Furman broke down just about every time Sorrells went back there. There's still 40 seconds left. Appalachian State has called timeout. They still want to put some points on the board before the half is over.
40 seconds to go, and don't forget.
There's Dick Sheridan and Tim Sorrells talking it over. I'll tell you, they're just hoping that they can shut down this Appalachian attack before the half ends.
And that's coming your way next week, South Carolina, Georgia. And there's double action all over, regional or national. And make sure you check your local listings for the game in your area. That is NCAA College Football Live, 12 Eastern Time. Rick Beasley back. And along with Curtis Inman. Oh, that ball wobbling around, almost blocked, and a flag is down. Beasley at the 19 stays right there. We might get a roughing penalty call. Roughing the kicker. A flag is down back at Furman's 35-yard line.
Well, that time, number 27, Jeff Vincent. Boy, he could see he had a chance to block that kick, but his angle was bad. He ran into the kicker. It'll be a first down for Furman.
A big first down, and we'll get a chance to look at it again, Rick.
See number 27, Vincent. Now, I don't know. He might have been blocked into the kicker, and if he was, it shouldn't be roughing, but it's tough to tell right there. But that is a big penalty against Appalachian State.
Furman will take over in Appalachian State territory at about the 43-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The Mountaineers on top, 20-16. As the clouds settle in, the snow falls heavier. We're in Boone, North Carolina, but along that Appalachian State sideline, they're hot. That's the story. Sorrells, the quarterback, going to put it up one more time. Looking good. And what a catch by Richard. Good protection, and a flag is down. At the 47-yard line, we might have a holding call.
Boy, the Furman offensive line does not like that call because Billy Risher, that number 41, you see him right there, he made an excellent grab. The ball again was thrown a little behind him when he was breaking into the center. There you see the mark up with the hold, 5 yards illegal use of hands. Sorrells goes back. He's looking for Risher coming into the middle. I don't know if you can see the holding in there. The protection's good. Maybe that's why. Maybe there was holding. You see the reaction. He adjusted to the ball, but it's to no avail. It's first down and 15 or 20.
He can't go anywhere. Chuck Gordon right there. the gun sounds, and that's the end of the first half. So it is 20-14, Appalachian State on top, and we'll be back with halftime activities after this word about an upcoming ABC program and station ID. Well, we're back in Boone, North Carolina. As you can see, the snow starting to take effect on the artificial surface here at Conrad Stadium on the campus of Appalachian State University. Some very brave young ladies out there, the baton twirlers. That's the story of the first half as the Appalachian State marching band entertains, and she's got cold hands too, and honey, we can't blame you one bit. It is cold, it is snowing, and for them to be out there dressed the way they are, they get A+ for effort and balance. No questions about that.
We've had a lot of courage.
Oh, it certainly does, Rick. And yeah, I'll tell you, this game is just kind of, we've seen it billboarded the way that we thought it would be. Scoring, a lot of excitement has been just that.
Well, you know, you can see that person playing right there. It's awfully cold, but that field, as the temperature drops, it's almost like an ice skating pond. So I'm sure in the second half, you're going to see a lot of slipping going around. There you see the surface, and that's the only thing you worry about artificial surface. It makes it nice when you have bad weather, but when it gets wet and it starts to freeze, it's an ice skating pond.
Well, today's Fireman Fund Flashback, and we've got a great one for you. It's brought to you by Fireman's Fund Insurance, and Fireman's Fund Insurance is brought to you by an independent agent near you. And right now, let's go to Dave Dials in New York and see the games on Southern Mississippi, Alabama, and a big one, SMU and Texas.
Well, Golden Eagles of Southern Mississippi found out today what it's like to be in the national rankings, and then later in the...
As we look down on the field here at Conrad Stadium on the campus of Appalachian State University, it is homecoming here, and what a day for homecoming. The flakes have been getting bigger throughout the course of the ball game. The Appalachian State Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Joe Phelps on the field, and they have really done quite a job. You're looking at the nominees as they move through the arch there as nominees for the Queen of Homecoming. That's one thing, Rick, about college enthusiasm. You cannot take that enthusiasm come rain, snow, or shine. And this afternoon, I would say it's the epitome of some kind of enthusiasm.
There's no question about that. And even they're sitting there, the snow is coming down like it is, but still, it's homecoming at Appalachian State. It's college football. It's the enthusiasm you talk about. Where else can you see a better show?
Well, it's a great game, and the Furman players are back in the clubhouse trying to see what's going on. Let's go visit the campus of Furman University. Well, what a beautiful piece of work done on the campus of Furman University, and you talk about going from one extreme to the other, that taken in the summertime or spring or whenever it might have been. There's some of the halftime stats as the snow falls in the background, and Rick, I don't know what the second half is going to have in store, because now as we look at the field in the background, it is starting to get whiter. The snow is setting and holding.
Well, you see that big thing down at the bottom left, just above time of possession, turnovers. Furman 2, Appalachian State 1. I would say that in the second half you're going to see more turnovers, and I still think, I don't even look at the difference in the yardage in passing and running. That doesn't mean a thing. It's those turnovers in a football game that makes the difference. Time of possession, all those things you can throw out, and I think it's going to tell the tale of the second half also.
We've talked about the Appalachian State Mountaineers being a passing team. Now, can this affect that passing game? Do you think, will they try and keep it in the air as they have a little bit here during the first half, or will they all of a sudden try and hold on to it and go to the ground attack a little bit more?
Well, I think they will go to the ground a little bit more, but I think it'll depend where they are on the field. Right now, they're saying, hey, we don't want to give Furman field position. So I think if they're buried down in their area a little bit, they will hold on to the football. They will run the football. But the name of their game is still passing. And you have to remember, on a field like this, the receiver, if the quarterback can throw the football, and that's a big if, the receiver still has the advantage on the defensive back. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were, Appalachian State were buried down in their territory sometime in the second half, that they come out with the bomb, hoping that their receiver can get by the defender.
Well, we are on the campus of Appalachian State University. It is truly beautiful. The leaves have turned, as we said about that. Now let's see a little bit more about Appalachian State.
Some universities are old and venerable almost from the moment their cornerstones are laid. Some are born middle-aged. But Appalachian is a university still in its youth, curious, booming, alive, and antsy for tomorrow. You will find no ivy-covered walls at Appalachian State University. Appalachian is not content to sit and watch that ivy grow. But even without that ivy, Appalachian stays green, green with youth and vitality. We see Appalachian as an evergreen, growing strong and tall and deepening its roots. Appalachian has a commitment to excellence. Excellence in teaching, excellence in service to the community and region, excellence in graduate programs, and excellence in providing the best possible liberal education. To maintain that excellence, Appalachian State University will refine, develop, and polish. Appalachian will keep its youth. Appalachian State University, since 1899, a special kind of place for a special kind of people.
Well, that is the scene today at Appalachian State University, where we've mentioned before that it is snowing, continue to snow, is continuing to snow, snowing harder. The snow is sticking on the field. Let's look at some scores. Number 1, Alabama, 42-7 over Southern Mississippi. Number 2, Texas upset by SMU, 20-6. That was a big one. Number 3, UCLA, 16-3 over California in the second period. The Bruins continue to roll. And we look at the Appalachian State University Band. We mentioned its homecoming. The Queen has been crowned. As yet, we have yet to receive her name. But they are cold here in Boone, North Carolina. And yes, Mom is saying, I hope that you have a blanket on and stay warm, darling, because I don't want to have you home with a cold. Well, right now it's halftime, and we have an ABC News halftime report. Right now, let's go to Brett Hume. We're back and ready to go. Starting the second period of play. That has been the story in the first half. Appalachian State on top 20-14 over Furman. But we have a long ways to go. A lot of things can happen. The snow is just kind of stopped. It is swirling a little bit. There's blue skies overhead, and boy, you talk about storms moving in and out, Rick. This has been it as you look at the monitor here. I don't know if they're dressed right for this kind of weather. Now the two deep men will be Beasley and number 22, Derek Jenkins. Number 81, trying to place the ball in the proper position, is Tim Tangway.
I believe they're going to make him have a holder there for the simple reason that the ball's been blown off the tee.
There's the deep men. Tangway end over end to number 34. That is Tim Martin to the 20, to the 25, and knocked down right at the 25 as the second period moves into action. So the Mountaineers going to try everything they possibly can to hold on to that ball. Treacherous weather, knocked down by Steve O'Neill.
Well, fortunately for the Furman defense, number 76, David Lau, will be back on the field. His injury wasn't that bad, and he'll be playing in the second half. As number 33, also, I guess Felix Andrew was hurt in that first half, and he'll be back. There you see Steve Brown, 6 completions out of 13 attempts for 93 yards and 2 TDs, both to Beasley.
Now the two setbacks, the first give and the second man through. That is Pete Camello. Camello moving across the 30 to possibly about the 32-yard line, knocked down by number 23, Jeff Burke from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Number 21, Rick Beasley moves out. Pete Camello, 9 attempts, 34 yards. Camello, the top rusher on this club, averaging 5.2 going into today's game. The handoff again to Camello as he moves to about the 34-yard line, and he stopped right there. Moving new footballs in and out now, Rick.
Well, they're going to have to. They can only find a way to warm them up. That's the big secret down there, to eliminate those fumbles. Now, it's a big third down situation for Furman and Appalachia here. Furman can hold. They can still get pretty good field position. If Appalachia makes a first down, they'll be moving it down for their field position.
Out of the eye, Camillo. Brown goes back to Floyd, trying to sweep to the 20, make that 35-yard line, and he's knocked down right there. Going to be very close to the first down. Chris Bono up to make this stop. And they do not make it. It is fourth down. Well, Furman digs in. And in punt formation will go Michael Cody. McAaron moving deep. Cody with a kick, and number 28 moving across to the 28-yard line, coming back to the 30, turning the corner and knocked out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. That is Chris Bono. Bono, a good second effort on that. So with 13:03 to go in the third period of play, it's Appalachian State 20 and Furman 14. 20-14, the Mountaineers lead. Furman with the football. Bishop and Jennings in the eye. The lead man is Bishop. Sorrell's the quarterback. They give to Bishop, looking for a hole, and he goes across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Ricardo Smith right there leading the charge along with Darren Wilson.
That time the Appalachian State defense really closed off that little inside play again to Steve Bishop. Now I'd look for them to try to go outside, and they have a new tailback in there, Sanford Jennings.
Jennings from Summerville, South Carolina. In motion, Dennis Wright. Sorrell's having trouble with the football. Now pitches back. Boy, there's a dangerous play, but a good play by Jennings as he moves to just about the 47, 48-yard line. That had fumble written all over it.
Boy, it certainly did, and Jennings did a good job of concentrating. I've been waiting for Jennings to do something, because the first time he caught the pass, I called him Jameson. So his name is Sanford Jennings. He got the ball on the kick out, as you'll see here from Sorrells. A little fake in there. He kicks the ball out. I'll tell you, that was good concentration. But again, Sorrells knows when to kick that ball out.
First and 10. Furman. They give to the first man through the fullback. That is number 32, Steve Bishop, the senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. And Rusty Hicks met him head on. And along with Andy Terrell. There they go. Look at this. Hello.
They look like they're right from the Mafia, don't they?
They gotta, that's it. Send money, Mom, in a hurry. Second down, 10 yards to go. In motion, Dennis Wright. Sorrells coming along the line, pitches back, and there's the fumble. Look out, who's got it? A black jersey has it. It appears Appalachian State recovered. Number 83, Mike Roberts, comes up with a football. He's a 6'3", 210-pound sophomore from Asheville, North Carolina.
This is a replay coming back the other side now. Remember, you had said it looked like a fumble on the other play. This time it was. The pitch was a little behind Jennings. He couldn't adjust to it. Big fumble recovery by number 83, Mike Roberts.
And very quickly, Brown going to take advantage of that. Throws, he dumps it off. Look out, a lineman just about picked that off. Oh, there was a little mix-up. The little Danny Squires was right there. He reached up, and all of a sudden he realized his hands were caught in a cookie jar, and he got them off like he touched a live wire.
Well, that time Camilla, the fullback, got caught in that middle screen. He got caught inside the screen, and they were lucky that Brown was able to get the ball off to him.
There you've got Camillo and Arnold Floyd out of the eye. The quarterback is Steve Brown from Goldsboro, North Carolina. They move into a passing as they move Floyd into the wing. And they give to Camillo going to the right side, and knocked down hard right there by number 51, Bruce Giesling. He's in there again along with Ansel Matthews.
Well, Ansel Matthews, number 78, they call him too tall. He got penetration in that time and got Camillo before he could get started. It's now third down at about 8.
And we'll make it, actually, they say third and, well, maybe 9, or between 8 and 9. 2014, 10:46 remaining and counting in the third period of play. In their pro set. That's Camillo and Floyd. Brown going to put it up. Looking in, under pressure. McCarron pressuring, and the tip of the catch was made by number 20, Arnold Floyd, and he is across the 50 and down to about the 45-yard line. Oh, what a play.
Well, you got to give Steve Brown, number 8, the quarterback, credit, because that time Furman had a blitz on. They pressure on Steve Brown. You could see him right away. Give McCarron, lets him get outside. Steve Brown keeps his poise, lets the ball off to number 20, Arnold Floyd. He almost gets a first down, but it's going to be fourth down for Appalachian State.
Well, we'd like to congratulate our cameramen on that. With all the snow and the positions that they put in this afternoon and a penalty on the play, they have been doing an absolutely super job. A flag on the play. We'll see what this is for. It appears that it was a clip. Well, it's going to be third and 15. Now they move Floyd up inside, the wing on the right side. The lone back is Camillo and Brown. And here's the pass. He dumps it off and knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And another loss on the play is Arnold Floyd. And the Furman team is fired up. Steve O'Neill right there to knock him out. That tells you what the weather is like here. Although as we look out across the field, we see some blue sky, but boy, the clouds are moving by fast.
That was an excellent play by the Furman defense that forces Appalachian into the punting situation.
Bono and McCarron deep. High kick. Bono will let it drop. It goes out of bounds at about the 43, 44-yard line. Let's see exactly where they mark it. As you look at the sidelines on the Appalachian State side, they've got to do a lot of cheers this afternoon to stay warm and keep jumping around.
Boy, Don, that wasn't much more than a 20-yard boot that time. So now you look at Furman, they got fine field position.
With 9:59 to go, and Appalachian State on top 2014. We mentioned at the top of the show that this could be for the Southern Conference title. Barthel's pulled, the tailback to give us to the first man through, and that is Steve Fisher. And Darren Wilson and through right there to haul him down.
Steve Bishop, their fullback who plays over injury, gets the football. You see him, number 32. It didn't look like it was a trap, just straight ahead blocking. Boy, Appalachian's trying to get the ball. Bishop holds on to it. It's now 2nd and 5.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Ball on the 40, just about across the 45-yard line, close to the 46. Again, Bishop, good hole as he moves to about the 42-yard line, and he stopped right there.
Again, I think that they've decided they've had 3 fumbles now by their tailbacks for Furman. They said, hey, Bishop can handle that football. He's got over a 5-yard average. Let him hit it up there. He's a strong back. He comes up now a little short. They're third down and a yard. This is a big play both ways.
Ricardo Smith right there to meet him. Bishop is a 5'10", 193-pound senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. They will run again out of the eye. And Sorrells tries to sneak it for the first down, and he's close.
Sorrells picks up the first down. Gary Moses on that tackle.
Now, while they unpile the bodies, and it appears that it will be a first down right at the 40-yard line.
Just outside the 40-yard line.
Now, time called on the field. .8:33 in the third period of play. with Appalachian State leading by a score of 20-14. First down, 10 yards to go. Sorrells the quarterback. Bishop right behind, and in behind him, Brothel Cole. Wide right is Billy Risher. It goes to Sorrells, and a good fake to Cole. He's going to Risher. He's got it at the 18-yard line. A fine pass and a first down by Tim Sorrells, and a fine catch by Billy Risher. He scored 5 touchdowns this year, Rick.
He certainly has, and he's got those sure hands. He gets himself open. He concentrates on the football, but that time Sorrells and his backs made an excellent fake. He was able to come out with it and make a big first down pass.
Well, again, Furman out of the eye. They give it to the first man through, and that is Bishop fighting his way across the 15 and down to the 14. And talking about fighting, don't forget this Friday night, ABC Sports presents an incredible night of boxing. It's the WBC World Heavyweight Championship, 9 o'clock Eastern. And if you forgot, we'll remind you, Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. Over most of these ABC stations, there's the WBC World Lightweight Championship, Watt against Sean O'Grady. Second down, 5. The pitch back to Cole, and he's not going to go anywhere. He is met head on by Ricardo Smith, number 65, and said, "No, sir." And Greg Angle right there.
That time Furman went to 2 tight ends, and again it's that power sweep that Appalachian State said they must stop defensively. They'd get a good job right now. They're faced with a 3rd down and 6. Move into action along the sideline. We jump about 3 feet every time those go off. Bishop and Cole. Sorrells along the line. Gives to Bishop a hole. He's in. Pulls his way down to the 1-yard line. Oh, what an effort by Steve Bishop. Steve Bishop, their fullback, again, he has been carrying the ball on 1st and 10 just about every time. This time you see him down in there. He turns the ball upfield. Now look at his effort. That's real effort to get the ball in the end zone. That's what you're looking for in a running back.
Boy, he hit the free safety, Andy Terrell, and I mean they butted heads. Steve Bishop, a 2-year starter, a co-captain, the 3rd leading rusher the past 2 seasons. He ranks 3rd this year behind Glenn and Cole. During his Furman career, not including today's game, he's gained 1,332 yards. Oh, it is Bishop and Cole behind Sorrells at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. Furman. Sorrells, touchdown, Furman.
Sorrells that time just went right up over the top and snuck the ball in for a touchdown, and now we've got a tie score. Again, that extra point looms awful important. 1st and goal, very short. Watch Sorrells. He's not a very big guy, but watch him, and all the ball has to do is cross that plane. He's got a touchdown.
Tim Tangway puts Furman ahead with a good extra point, and it's Furman 21, the Mountaineers 20. So 6:21 to go in the 3rd period of play. That's the story. Appalachian State trailing now by 1. Furman on top. 20.
It's lightweight.
There you see the scoring summary that put Furman ahead 21-20. 8 plays, 51 yards, set up by a big 3rd down defensive play and a short punt by Appalachian State.
Tim Tangray to kick off. And it'll be number 22, Derek Jenkins. He's to the thrust of 15 to the 20 and slips down right at the 21-yard line. So there's the treacherous footing right here on this artificial surface as we start to see it begin to glisten. And we've had snow. It's stuck for a while as you look at the sideline shot of the cheerleaders here at Appalachian State. And that footing is going to be treacherous as it goes along because it is cold down there. I don't know if it's going to be slick or it's going to be icy after a while, Rick.
I think it's going to be both.
Steve Brown giving off to Pete Camillo. He goes a couple of yards to about the 23, met there by Kevin Morgan and company. Big number 79, Gaither Weeks, a junior, trying to lead the blocking out there. He's from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. A 6'3", 224, check that. He's a 5'11", 227-pound junior. Camillo takes the pitch, and they will run him out of bounds at about the 24-25-yard line. Jerry Scott in good pursuit of the play.
That time Appalachian State tried to run the down-the-line option into the sideline, and Furman was able to stretch it out, and when Brown did kick the ball out to Camillo, he had no place to go. He had the sideline, and Furman forced him out of bounds. It is now 3rd down and about 7.
That's always tough, to run down the line of scrimmage and run to that short sideline.
Certainly is.
Brown now going to have to try and pick up 6 or 7 yards for the first down. Going to go back to fake. He's looking. Good protection, throwing, and he's got a man in the open. Gets at the 50-yard line. That is Dan Goodson. What a move Goodson put on in the secondary.
All good receivers should know where that sideline is. And Stan Goodson, number 3, off of that bootleg action by Brown. He made his move, came to the sideline, knew where the sideline was. Watch Brown now. Watch Goodson right there at the sideline, puts his feet down. Big first down.
Now right at the midfield stripe, Brown and the Mountaineers trying to get a move on. He's going to put it in the air again. This time he goes to number 1, Rolf Hayes. He goes to about the 42-43-yard line. He is met there by Giesling and Gibson.
Well, remember, he throws the ball to Goodson, he throws the ball to Hayes, but you always want to be concerned with the fact that number 21, Beasley, is in the football game, and all he does is catch touchdown passes.
That's about it, and that's where they're going to split out of the top of your picture. Rick Beasley wide right. Goodson wide to the left. They go to number 20, Arnold Floyd, trying to go through the right side. He doesn't go too far, maybe down to about the 41-yard line, where he runs into big Ansel Matthews, a 6'6", 247-pound senior out of Orlando, Florida.
3rd and short, 3rd and about a long yard.
With 4:38, 4:37 and counting in the 3rd period of play. Furman on top, 21-20. Appalachian State trying to sustain a drive as Goodson comes out. There's Steve Brown. See the story about Steve moving into motion. Here comes Rick Beasley. And the pitch back will go to number 20, Arnold Floyd. He goes maybe across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. That might be good enough for the first down.
But, Don, that is the same play they used on 3rd and short, where they were stopped by Furman in the last series that Appalachian State had the ball, and Furman shut him down then, and I'm not so sure he made it now.
Well, they're going to call timeout, and they're going to measure. They're not too sure either. Steve O'Neill right there, a 6', 203-pound junior from Charleston, South Carolina.
There you see it, 4th down and about a foot.
A foot? Well, it is going to be 4th down, and it appears they're going to go for it. 4th and maybe about 10 inches. Yes, sir. That will get a frown on your forehead.
That makes coaches old. Look at old Mike. He'll be 50 tomorrow.
Brown up over the center. Bruce Medlin. And they go! Look out and hello! It was number 18, Pete Camillo, and you think Kevin Morgan didn't hit him?
I'll tell you, you can see why Kevin Morgan made honorable mention All-American. Watch number 75 hit Camillo. See him get penetration. Walk right there. Oh, what a hit. A big 4th down play. That's 2 short yardage plays that the Furman defense has made. It has turned the ball over to their offense. Now Furman has field position. There's old Dennis Morgan, number 75. Boy, he'll stone you.
Now Furman takes over at their 42-yard line. Sorrell's the quarterback. Bishop in behind. Cole behind him. The give is to Bishop. A good hole up the middle. He's got some running room. Bowls his way across the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line. He is like a bowling ball when he gets loose.
Well, they are just giving him that football up the middle on 1st and 10, and he is drilling it up there. But what he does is an excellent job of turning the ball upfield. You see the pull, you see Sorrells read it, but watch. Bishop turns the ball upfield. He runs the ball toward the goal line.
First down, 10 yards to go, 3:29 and counting in the third period of play. Furman on top, 21-20, and driving. They give again to Bishop. He runs through a tackler and knocked down at about the 35-yard line by Chuck Gordon.
Bishop right now is like a good tailback in the eye. The more times you give him the football, the better he's going to get. You can just see him. He's getting stronger and stronger and taking that ball up the middle. And he's saying right now, give me that football.
On a day like today, at game time, it was 31 degrees. The temperature dropping. Strong winds here in Boone, North Carolina. It's awful hard to get real tired out there. You got to keep moving to stay warm. Again out of the eye. He's going to throw, and incomplete. The toss was to number 88, Terry Clark, and he just could not hold on to it. And it was not a good throw at that.
Well, it wasn't a good throw, but it was a good call. He faked the ball that time to Bishop, figuring the defense was looking for Bishop. He threw the ball out there, threw it poorly. Now it's third down and about 7 or third, a long 6.
2:43 to go in the third period. Now Sorrells trying to move some men around. The guns go off again, but that doesn't end anything. That just stirs the crowd up, and Sorrells is going to put it in the air. Looking, flag down, botted, knocked down. And we'll see what the penalty might be.
I believe the penalty is against Furman. It's illegal use of hands or illegal motion. I would say the penalty be refused and put him in a 4th down situation.
Well, to show how Bishop, he's carried the ball 16 times for 106 yards. Mike Glenn has carried 15 times for 104 yards, but don't forget, he went 88 yards on the first play from scrimmage. That put Furman on the board right off the bat with just a bat of an eye. The Mountaineers fought back, took the lead 20-14, but then just before the second half, or first half ended, Furman scored, and that's where we stand, 21-20. Now Beasley.
You can see that Cody's going to try to put that ball in the coffin corner, try to put it out inside the 10-yard line.
Beasley and number 17, Steve Smith, are deep. There's the kick. Beasley will let it drop, and it goes into the end zone. So Appalachian State will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Well, that punt right there is an advantage for Appalachian State because it comes out to the 20-yard line. It turns out to be a very short kick.
Well, don't forget tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, World Team Amateur Golf Championships. The world's best women and men amateur golfers meet in Pinehurst, North Carolina, if they're not snowed out, for the exciting World Team Amateur Golf Championship. And that'll be seen for the first time right here on ABC over most of these ABC stations. Very quickly, the Mountaineers out over the football. Steve Brown, fine young quarterback calling plays. He throws to Beasley, has him about at the 26-yard line, and he is stopped right there. To meet him was Chris Bono and Ernest Gibson. Bono from Orlando, Florida. Ernest Gibson from Jacksonville, Florida.
Both teams can move that football. And Don, I think it's going to boil down in this ball game. Whichever team has the ball last is going to win this football game.
You said that yesterday, and I've got to believe you the way this game has been going back and forth. Brown again with a fake, going to put it in the air again. A good move by Beasley. He falls down, and he's overthrown. He was in the open if he stays on his feet. The boos from the crowd as Brown was knocked down, but no flag on the play. Beasley was there, Rick.
Well, I really don't think it was pass interference or anything. I think Beasley just got tripped up in there, and I think he made a good move that he'd have come to the outside and been open, but as it turns out, it was an incompleted pass. It's 3rd down and 3.
3rd and possibly a long 3, the way that these two teams have battled this afternoon. Brown again, going to put it up. Good protection. Looking, throws. It's knocked down by big number 78. That's Ansel Matthews. And what did you call him?
Well, his nickname is Too Tall, and he showed it right there. Well, I'll tell you, he just stuffed that ball right down Brown's throat.
Well, McCarron and Bono go deep for Furman. And it'll be Michael Cody trying to kick it out of there. Here's McCarron at about the 40, take that to 38-yard line, across the 40 to about the 42. He's knocked down right there, and look out. The enthusiasm flares a little bit. There's some scores of some other games. That final, Florida State, number 6 over Memphis. North Carolina over Eastern Carolina, 31-3. 4th period, Nebraska beating Colorado bad. Ohio State shutting out Wisconsin that final. Penn State over West Virginia, 2015 a final. Delaware over William and Mary, 7-3. Baseball score. Sorrell's the quarterback. And the give is to Bethel Cole, a 5'10", 177-pound junior from McBee, South Carolina. Steve Rice and Ricardo Smith are there. Here's some more scores. Pittsburgh over Tennessee, 30-6 a final. Final, 24-21, Mississippi State over Auburn. Mississippi 27-14, a final over Vanderbilt. Florida shutting out Louisville, 13-0 a final. It is second down, 7 yards to go. Look out. Somebody jump, and it's to Bethel Cole, and there's the ball. Look out. At the 46-yard line, Furman covers the football. Oh, he was clotheslined.
And that Bethel Cole, he has great speed, and he broke in there, but he was really hit and almost coughed the ball up and up where Appalachian could recover it, but it was Furman recovered their old fumble. The tailbacks, you can see it right there, that little kick out. Now watch Bethel Cole turn it on, but he doesn't have that ball very well. The hat comes on the football. Good fumble recovery. Anderson was very alert right there.
First down, 10 yards to go. The give is to Bishop, and he runs right into Ricardo Smith. Ricardo Smith has played a whale of a ball game today.
He certainly has. That young man is a fine linebacker. He knows how to read a play, flows with the football.
Ricardo, a 5'10", 210-pound junior from Goldsboro, North Carolina. You look at the sidelines on the Appalachian State side. They're trying to figure out some answers.
There's Steve Bishop, 16 attempts. He's over 100 yards.
Well, the whistle blows. And that is the end of the third period. So NCAA college football, Furman and Appalachian State will continue after this message from one of our sponsors and station identification.
Corn is as high as an elephant's eye Saturday.
Boy, that is beautiful. Just beautiful. It's unbelievable the weather we've had here this afternoon. It is second down, 8 yards to go. Furman with the football. And now there appears to be when the mix-up, the throws back to Bethel Cole. The Black Jerseys of Appalachian State have the football.
Tailbacks of Furman have really coughed up that football. The only guy that's been able to hold on to it is Steve Bishop. That time, number 39, Van Smith of Appalachian State. Now, you see it right there. The ball is loose. Look, it's still moving. They may have moved it back a little bit. They may have given the...
They might have given it to Ricardo Smith. So Appalachian State takes over in Furman territory at the 47-yard line. Now the give up the middle and across the 45 and down to about the 43-yard line. That is Pete Camillo. There, the Mountaineers and the band of Appalachian State trying to get things moving. A little warmer. The snow has stopped. We see some blue skies, some low clouds moving overhead, but they are moving in a hurry. Now going to put it up. Throws and incomplete. He was trying to hit Rolf Hayes, his flanker. Brown threw it just a little low. Now, don't forget tomorrow, a special edition of NFL football right here on ABC. The San Diego Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys live 9 o'clock Eastern. Then on Monday night, the excitement continues. ABC's regular Monday night football. The Miami Dolphins take on the New York Jets again live 9 o'clock Eastern time. 14:20 remaining in the ball game. 21-20 Furman. Brown's going to put it up, looking, dumps it off to Canelo. He's got some running room, a lot of running room to the 30, the 25, cuts inside to the 20, and down to about the 17-yard line.
That time Furman had a blitz on. It was picked up. Brown kept his poise. Dumps the ball out to Pete Camillo. There was no coverage on him whatsoever. He was able to turn the ball up the sideline. But again, it takes an offensive line quarterback coordination. The blitz was on. Brown got the football off. Big first down. There's Camillo. You see him. He's running out there by himself.
Going to put it up again, throwing, and an excellent effort, but overthrown to Rolf Hayes. 5'9", 165-pound sophomore from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Defending on the play, Bruce Fowler out of Cincinnati. Second down, 10 yards to go. 13:49 remaining in the ball game. Furman on top, 21-20. The two setbacks are Camillo and number 20, Arnold Floyd. Brown barking out the signal. He's going to go. He gives it to Camillo, fumbles and recovers right at the 20-yard line.
Wow.
Steve O'Neill right there.
I'll tell you, that was really close because it looked like the ball even slipped out of Camillo's hands into the Furman hands. Watch it now. It's a draw play. The ball is put up a little high, but they said he was down. The whistle is blown. That was a poor handoff by the quarterback.
Well, they lose a couple of yards. It is third down and 12. Here's a big third down play. Out of the eye. Camillo, the lead back. The tailback is Floyd. Beasley wide right. They go to pitch back, and it's dropped. Brown has it, picks it up, and he is knocked down for a loss at the 24-yard line. And, Rick, it appeared there was a mix-up in the backfield.
Well, I'll guarantee you there was a mix-up. It seems like they didn't have any coordination whatsoever. Brown wasn't sure whether to pitch it or not. He did the most intelligent thing. He held on to it. At least they have a chance for a field goal attempt.
And it'll be Mark French. All eyes will be on him. He's 15 of 27 in field goals. He's third in the conference in points scored with 46, not counting today. It's down. It's long enough. It's no good. Wide right. Now Furman holds, and they will take over with 12:27 remaining.
You have to give credit to that Furman defense. Don't forget it was first and 10 on the 17-yard line. They held now, and they're able to have the football on the 24-yard line.
Furman takes over first and 10, and they will try and sustain a drive and try and knock off some minutes and seconds in this fourth quarter. 12:27 remaining. Sorrell's a quarterback. Bishop and now Mike Glenn back in. It's Bishop, finds a hole, some running room. He's across the 35 into about the 36 and still going.
Well, I tell you, you're always looking for a back that can read his blocks, delay enough, make a cutback. That time, Steve Bishop, watch him now. It's a poor exchange, but he's going to get the ball. Watch him look inside, move back, read the block well, but he just keeps on going. I think I'd give him the ball every time right now.
Oh, he has played an excellent game. Inman and Hicks in on the tackle, and it's timeout. Appalachian State. So we have 12:09 to go in the fourth period of play. Furman 21, Appalachian State 20. We're back underway. 12:09 remaining, fourth period of play. Furman on top, 21-20. Once again out of the eyes with Sorrell a quarterback. The give again is to Bishop, and you talk about a workhorse where they're driving him back this this time. Right there to meet him was Steve Rice and Rusty Hicks.
That time the defensive line of Appalachian State beat the offensive charge of Furman. On the right side, you'll see the penetration right there. They hit Bishop right now. Big play. They've got to make some plays like that on Appalachian State to get that football back.
They've got a hold. It's 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Charles in the give, and slipping is Mike Glenn. Well, a reminder, next Saturday, more NCAA college football live, 12 o'clock Eastern. It's the first half of a doubleheader. South Carolina meets Georgia, featuring 2 great running backs, George Rogers of South Carolina and sensational freshman Herschel Walker of Georgia. So check your local listings for the game in your area. 11:04, 11:03, 11:02 and counting. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. No gain on that last play. Now they split their offensive unit. The lone back is Mike Glenn. Charles going to put it up. Looking, throwing, and it is incomplete and out of bounds. And the Mountaineers have held. Jeff Vinson over there to take a peek, but that's all there was. Now Rick Beasley moves back into his receiving position in the punt formation, along with number 17, Steve Smith. John Johnson trying to boot it out of there. He's got off a couple of dandies today. High, Smith fair catch, and right at about the 27 to 28 yard line. Boy, there's some lumps that went in the throat when that ball went up, and he ran into some traffic, but he held on. And now it's the Mountaineers with the football, trying to get back in the game and take the lead. They are in the game with Furman leading 21-20, and the crowd coming alive.
With 10 minutes and 39 seconds left, there can be a lot of touchdowns scored yet.
The way these two teams can show explosive power. Brown going to put it up. Beasley, and he flips it out, dumps it to Arnold Floyd, and he's knocked down at about the 20-yard line. Beasley, going to be interesting to watch him go back in the huddle. Steve O'Neill and Jeff Sipes out there to make the call. But he put a move on the cornerback. They might be saying, hey, give me one more look. We've talked about how Brown can throw against the grain. Brown again going to put it up. Looking, throwing, complete to number 1, and that is Rolf Hayes, his flanker back. And he goes to the midfield stripe.
I'll tell you, that was a well-thrown ball, and Rolf Hayes ran an excellent route. He squared the ball into the middle. You can see Steve Brown go back now. He's going to drill the ball right down the middle. Watch Rolf Hayes. He throttles it down just a little bit, puts the ball in the seam. Good pass action.
1st down and make it at the Furman 48.5-yard line. There's a little dump off to number 85, moving over the middle. That was incomplete.
Don, I believe that was 95, Rusty
95,
Fuller.
Rusty
Right.
Fuller, I'm sorry.
Steve Brown had him too, but he threw the ball when he was a little off balance, got it up a little high because Rusty Fuller was coming open.
That big guy, 6'4", 210-pound freshman from Dillon, South Carolina. I'd like to see him run with the football. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. There's a delay up the middle to Camello, but Furman is not going to fall for that. They stopped Camello. Picking up maybe a yard or two. Jerry Scott and Steve O'Neill right there.
Jerry Scott again was going to put pressure. He thought it was a passing down, which it was, and he moved it upfield, but he was smart enough to look for Camillo on the draw, and Jeffrey Scott made an excellent play on defense for Furman.
Scott, a 6'1", 221-pound senior from Kingstree, South Carolina. 3rd down, a long 9. Beasley wide right. Single coverage on Beasley. Brown under pressure, dumps it off, and it's knocked down by number 51, Bruce Giesling, and we have said that name all day long. Trying to hit Well, just a desperation toss coming out of the backfield, Pete Camello.
But I tell you, Furman had a blitz on that time. They put the pressure on Brown. It was going to be a little screen out there. He wasn't able to get the football off. 4th down, Appalachian State.
Well, we have some timeout on the field, and 9:01 remaining in the ball game. Furman leading 21-20. Cody to do the punting. Bono and McCarron deep. Good high kick, and they will let it go into the end zone. With 8:54 remaining, Furman will take possession of the football. 1st down and 10 yards to go at their own 20-yard line. Michael Cody got a shoe into that one.
Boy, he certainly did. And in this situation, I believe Furman will give the ball to their most dependable back, and that's been Steve Bishop, number 32. The tailbacks seem to have had a tough time holding on to the football.
Well, Bishop is there at the fullback position right behind Sanford Jennings. There it is. There's the big guy. There's Bishop moving across the 20 to maybe about the 21 to 22-yard line before he runs into Greg Engel. Engel, a 5'11", a 200-pound senior from Durham, North Carolina.
The only bad thing about that philosophy that I just presented about Bishop is the fact that probably Appalachian State knows that also.
That's right. Dennis Wright out, Billy Risher in. Again, Furman working out of the eye. Pitch back, and that is Jennings. He's got a little running room. He goes across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Good effort by Jennings, knocked down by Steve Rice.
Sanford Jennings is a 6-foot freshman, and that young man looks like that if he ever gets a little opening, he can really turn the thing on.
It looks like he can scoot. They say that he's their best receiver. Third and 3. Whoop, look out, and Squalls, the flag goes down his neck down at about the 24-yard line by number 27, Jeff Vincent.
Jeff Vincent, number 27, for Appalachian State has made some big plays today, but that might be his biggest right there. He just turned it in. You see an illegal motion penalty against Furman. There it is. You see him get penetration, makes the big play. Big 3rd down play by the Appalachian defense.
Now Rick Beasley goes deep along with number 17. Again, that is Steve Smith. And now it'll be up to Johnny Johnson trying to move it out of there, trying to kick it out of a hole. 21-20 with 7:34 and 33 and counting. Furman over Appalachian State. High kick. Beasley, fair catch at about the 39-yard line. Now Appalachian State, good field position, and there you look at number 27.
That's Jeff Vincent.
Jeff Vincent. So 7:24 remaining. It is 21-20. Furman over Appalachian State, 4th period.
Friday was this Ali's last fight. From the first bell through the painful aftermath. The Holmes Elite Championship bout, plus the WBC World Lightweight Championship. Friday on ABC.
Well, they are dressed for the weather and the occasion. It's homecoming here at Appalachian State. They have the football at their own 39-yard line. Steve Brown calling signals, and the give is to number 20, Arnold Floyd, and he is driven back, but his momentum will go to about just across the 40-yard line. Right there to meet him was Kevin Morgan. He's a 6', 226-pound senior from Easley, South Carolina.
Kevin Morgan, number 75, the defensive tackle for Furman. He has played an excellent football game. He knows how to shed blockers and get to the football.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. As Brown and Bill Medlin at center have a little conference. Brown looking quick to throw. Complete and dropped. Was it complete? Incomplete. Boy, there was a hit. That appears Kevin Beasley.
Jeff Burke, number 23, the defensive back for Furman. I'll tell you, he came up, and just as Rick Beasley put his hands on that football, Jeff Burke hitting big cough-up job. It's 3rd and long.
Look at that again. You think that didn't hurt on a day like today? That jarred us up here. 3rd and 8. Brown again. Couple of fakes, looking, under pressure, still under pressure, going to run. He's got some running room, now throws, and it's short, and deep. What a catch at the 24-yard line!
First of all, you have to give credit to Steve Brown. He was pressured out of the pocket. He drops back off a little bootleg action. He looks downfield. You can see he's pressured right there. He comes inside of the man. It looks like he's going to run it. But the big thing is Rick Beasley is covered right there, but he says, hey, I'm going to get that football. That's what great receivers do right there. Big play, Rick Beasley and Steve Brown.
2 touchdowns this afternoon, 1st and 10. Appalachian State in motion is Arnold Floyd. Brown looks. Good protection. Look out. He can be dangerous. It's dropped by Floyd. He had some running room at about the 13-yard line.
He certainly did, and Steve Brown sat back there. The pass protection by his offensive line was great. He looked downfield. The Furman coverage was excellent on the receivers going downfield. He pumped the ball out to Floyd. Floyd looks like he took his eye off the football. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Number 3, Stan Goodson moves back into the game, possibly with a play from the sidelines. There's the young quarterback, Steve Brown, and he's a good one. In motion, Beasley again. They go to the side, and that is Goodson. A good spin and tackle, and he goes all the way. Fumbles! And do they call it dead? I don't know. No, they don't. It is recovered by Furman. So the second effort and third effort by young Stan Goodson cost him.
This is really a shame because, again, it's a little hitch route, a little stop pattern. Goodson goes down the field. Brown takes a 3-step drop, unloads it. Now watch the effort by Goodson right here. Spinning around. He gets hit a little bit. He's trying to pick up that extra yard. The ball comes loose. Big fumble recovery, Furman.
Kevin Morgan covering the football. And now Furman takes over 1st and 10 on their own 8-yard line. Sorrells over the football. And the pitch back and some running room and knocked out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. That is number 27, Sanford Jennings, and Andy Terrell was there to knock him out.
Jennings did a good job of running on that power sweep right there. He was hit by Rick Beard, shucked him off a little bit, picked up some valuable yardage. It's now 2nd down the long 4.
Exactly 6 minutes left to play in the ball game. Furman leading 21-20. Bishop and Jennings in the eye. If the give is to Bishop, and he's hit right there by number 41, spins off, but his momentum was stopped. That is Greg Angle, and then Darren Wilson.
Greg Angle really penetrated. He read the block of the guards that time, came up the field, met him right there, met the fullback Steve Bishop right there at the line of scrimmage. It's now 3rd and 3. It's important for Appalachian State to hold them right here so they can gain field position.
Billy Risher in, Dennis Wright out. And timeout is called by Appalachian State with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. And we have seen one whale of a ball game here this afternoon. So with the 5:30 remaining, it remains Furman 21, Appalachian State 20. That is the word that they are chanting here in Boone, North Carolina, 3rd and a long 3. Goes to Bishop, and he's close to the 1st down. Furman, they say he made it, and it appears that he did make it with Keith Brooks right there to knock him down. So they're going to bring in the yard markers, and while they do that, just a reminder that don't forget Friday night, ABC Sports presents an incredible night of boxing, the WBC World Heavyweight Championship, 9 o'clock Eastern. Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali, plus the WBC World Lightweight Championship live, Jim Watt and Sean O'Grady from Glasgow, Scotland.
Don, the thing you want to remember here is that Furman is operating under a little problem here because their first-team center, Briggs Traylor, is out with an injury, and number 65, Paul Johannesson, is in there. So you always worry about an exchange problem.
Again, out of the eye. Bishop and Jennings, as you look down the line of scrimmage, you see the quarterback calling the signals. Tim Sorrell to give us to Bishop. Goes up the middle, runs into number 7. That is Andy Terrell and company. Boy, he just rolls along. 4:58, 4:57. Fourth period, 21-20 Furman.
You've really got to give that line of Johannesson and then the right side, Sleet and Anderson, credit, because I think everybody knows that they're going to give the ball to Bishop, and yet they're able to block those people on the line of scrimmage. And you watch that Bishop run out there, he's not about to be denied.
Now Sorrell's taking a little time getting this play off. Again, it's to Bishop. Again, up the middle. Again for a couple of yards. And Appalachian State calls timeout.
Tackled by Steve Rice.
I believe Appalachian State now has one timeout left.
Not theirs.
They're going to have to use it wisely.
And they sure are. But a reminder that next Saturday we have some more great NCAA college football coming your way on ABC Live, 12 Eastern in the first half of a doubleheader. South Carolina meets Georgia. Two great running backs, George Rogers, South Carolina, Herschel Walker of Georgia. And check your local listings for the time in your area. That is regional or national. There's some cold hands right there, and boy, when you get hit on a day like this, Rick, with a helmet or something like that, there's some bees in there, isn't there?
But it's so important that quarterback have those nice warm hands because he's got to get the exchange. That's the most important thing right now in their drive by Furman. Good exchange.
And a big drive to stop by Appalachian State, 2nd and 7. The pitch back. That goes to Jennings. He's got a little room, and he is knocked down as he crosses the 30, about the 32-yard line. These two teams are really fired up. They're still fired up. Furman, undefeated in conference play, a record of 4-0. Appalachian State, they realized the conference could be on the line here this afternoon. They are 3-1, tied with the Citadel. The last play, Ricardo Smith and Keith Brooks over there to make the stop. It is 3rd and still possibly along 7. Along the line of scrimmage, and Sorrell holds on to it. He goes about to the 37-yard line, and I don't know whether he picked up the first down or not. A lot of jumping around over on that Furman sideline. Chuck Gordon over there with crew, and it is a first down. Boy, there is a big play by Furman with 3:49 to go. First down and 10 yards to go, and that signed defense says it all. But it's up to that sideline and that defensive unit that's on the field now, and there's a big penalty, 15 yards, and we'll see what this is for. Face mask.
What makes that difficult, Appalachian State had held them. They would have had to punt the ball 15 yards, face mask. Now the Appalachian State defense really has their work cut out. Now watch Sorrell's on the little counter option. He decides to keep the ball. He turns it up. It looks like 92 Gordon has his hands right on the face mask. Good call by the official.
First down, 10 yards to go. Appalachian State territory, about the 48-yard line. They give us to Bishop, and the big fullback goes across the 45 down to about the 44. Right there, Jerry Moses from Hickory, North Carolina, along with Keith Brooks.
Also, number 86, Jerry Moses.
Right now, Appalachian State is wishing they had another timeout or two left because they're down to one timeout. That clock is moving 3:08.
And the offensive line for Furman seems to be getting a second wind somewhere along the line. The pitch back to Jennings. He goes to about the 42-yard line.
Right now, all Sorrells is telling them in the huddle, hold on to that football. Hold on to that football.
And all of a sudden, here's a little surprise move. Appalachian State has called a timeout. That is their third and final timeout. So with 2:47 remaining in the ball game, Furman remains on top 21-20. That tells it all. Furman, 2:47 remaining on top 21-20. Third down along 4. Appalachian State, look out. They almost jumped offside. Jennings, and he's knocked down for a loss. So the Mountaineers will get a chance to get the football back. Darren Wilson and Chuck Gordon right there to make the stop. And Rick Verzano with all of these timeouts that have been taken by Appalachian State. Does that surprise you any?
Yes, it does, because you always say save one timeout, especially when it's 21-20. You might get that opportunity to kick that field goal, and that timeout can come out handy. But they know what they're doing down there on the sideline for Appalachian State, I'm sure.
Well, Beasley and Steve Smith deep. Johnny Johnson going to try and bury him down in their own territory if he possibly can. And too much time, and the flag goes up. Well, just sitting and looking, what we've seen this afternoon are two Chevrolet Players of the Week for Furman. Their fine fullback who's had such a big day this afternoon, Steve Bishop. And for Appalachian State, their fine receiver with 2 touchdowns this afternoon, Rick Beasley. That is the story. 159, and Appalachian State has got to figure out some kind of a miracle here.
That was a good penalty by Furman. It moves him back. The punter has a better chance to give it all he's got.
The rush is on, and it was not a very good kick whatsoever, and it will go out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. So, when you think of the quarterback, Steve Brown, the passing attack of Appalachian State, you've got to say with 1:51 to go, Rick, they are in pretty good field position.
They certainly are, because I know, as I say, Furman took that penalty purposely to give Johnson more room to punt the ball. As it was, he got off a bad kick off the side of his foot. Appalachian has the football now, 1st and 10.
Carmelo and Floyd, the 2 setbacks, and they will go to the air. Looking, throwing, and complete. And that is to number 94. It's fumble out of bounds, but they say he was down at the 49-yard line. That's the big tight end, Richard Knox, a 5'11", 217-pound sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina. And it was Chris Bono knocking him out of bounds.
That was an excellent call, because they doubled up on all the wide receivers. Knox was singled up. Brown found him. Big first down pass.
Brown asking for quiet, but he's not going to get any now. Again, they'll go to the air, looking, throwing, intercepted and dropped! Oh, my! Number 25.
That's Steve Walburn, number 25. Really reacted to that ball right there. Had the ball in his hands, and he's saying to himself, oh, why? Why did I drop it?
We talked about, just to go a little bit further on young Rick Beasley. Look at it again, Rick.
Right there, he's gone. Walburn had it right in his arms. They're still alive.
1:25 to go. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Brown looking, pump, throw, and whoop, I don't know. No flag, as McCarron had his arms around Beasley, and the crowd doesn't like that. But we're talking about Rick Beasley. He's 2 touchdowns this afternoon, the 5th man to go over 3,000 yards in NCAA history as a receiver. What a career he's had.
Oh, just excellent. And they say he is just one of the finest young men on this campus, which is just super to have a great football player that's a fine character.
1:20, 3rd and 10. They will work out of the eye. Beasley wide right. Now they move. Arnold up into the swing. Brown in a fumble. And it is Camelo with a little running room. Pitches back to Brown. He's got some running room. Out to the 50, across the 50 to about the 47-yard line on a broken play.
I don't think they've worked on that play too much. But, boy, I'll tell you, it was supposed to be a draw, but either Brown went to the wrong side of Camelo or Camelo set up the wrong way. You see that they kind of meet at the pass. Camelo picks the ball up. Brown trails him along, and again, Brown shows he's a smart football player. He gets as much as he can, gets out of bounds, stop the clock.
Jeff Burke ran him out of bounds. 4th down, and this could be the ball game, and a long 6 yards to go. Wide to the right is Rolf Hayes. Brown back. Hayes has got position. Brown throwing and into a bunch, and it is incomplete. It appeared that Hayes and Beasley were running into a gathering. The pattern that Hayes was running on the near sideline, he's crossing, and he's crossing right into Beasley's territory.
That's number 42, Ernest Gibson, who made the good play on the football right there. Let's just hope he's shaken up a little bit. It's nothing serious. But that was a big 4th down play by the Furman defense. And you've got to give the Furman secondary so much credit because they came in here. People have said I even said at the beginning of the show, their pass defense was poor. But right there, they showed what they're made of. They made a big 4th down play against a great combination of Brown and Beasley. Big defensive play by Furman.
1:04 remaining. Furman trying to hold on to the football as they lead 21-20.
This is my New York Life agent. How did he get so big?
A minute 4 remaining. Furman with the football trying to hold on. Sorrells, the quarterback, and he will just drop. He drops at the 45-yard line. No timeouts left for Appalachian State. And if you say there's ever a driving position to be in or being in the driver's seat with 49, 48, 47 seconds to go, you would have to say Furman sits right there as of now.
They certainly do, and I know I've had my quarterback do this many times, but I wish there was something they do with football where they could eliminate this. It just kind of makes an exciting game like this kind of drag down at the end.
It really does.
But I do the same thing. Well,
Sorrells starting the ball once again.
So it's 23. 22 as the snow starts to fall here in Boone, North Carolina one more time. 13, 12, 11 and counting. And Furman knows that they have the football. In the background you see 3, 2, 1, and there's the final gun. And what a game we've had here in Boone, North Carolina on the campus of Appalachian State University. The Furman Ball Club in the purple and white across the field. They are just as tickled as they can be. Furman defeating Appalachian State, and they, with that win, keep an unblemished mark in the Southern Conference play. Furman wins by a score of 21-20. And Rick Forzano, I got to ask you, we've had all the adverse conditions here this afternoon. Was there anything that really surprised you in the play? I know I saw an eyebrow go up when you watched Appalachian State use all of their timeouts.
Well, that was it, but I would like to say this, that I think something that might have been just a very minor thing in this football game, to me, was a turning point and may have won the game for Furman, and that was when their fine quarterback, Tim Sorrells, when there was a fumble by the tailback, and he chased the ball down. It looked like Appalachian State was going to get it on about Furman's 20, being ready, then they might drive in for a touch. Sorrells got in there, recovered the ball, kept them from getting the football, allowed Furman to punt it, and I really think that was the turning point in this football game.
And, of course, you can always look back to the extra point that was missed at that particular time. We mentioned how big will that be? Well, that turns out to be the high snap, the missed kick, and that was the ball game.
Yes, and so many times I've coached in football games where we've scored early and we missed the extra point. It just seems to take a little edge, and then you get a ball game like this and you lose at 21-20. You just don't forget that play.
Well, right now, as we look at some of the fans that have moved on to the field, look at some other final scores. Pittsburgh 30-6 over Tennessee, that a final. Mississippi State 24-21 over Auburn. These are all finals. Mississippi 27-14 over Vanderbilt. Florida shut out Louisville 13-0. Maryland 17-14 over Duke. North Carolina State 24-20 over Clemson. There's some other scores. Virginia over Wake Forest, 24-21. Well, travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, and more people fly United to Hawaii than any other airline. Once again, the final score is Furman 21, Appalachian State 20, and this has been an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in professional sports and sports television.